Hello, welcome to stream. Welcome to an extra stream. Hell yeah! How's it going, everybody? Holy crap, we've got a gaggle.
Hello there.
Gaggle just sounds like a diabolical word. Hello there, Bitebeat. Welcome, Bitebeat. Good to see you. Raging Robots, Dr. Phineas, Bright Spark, Kai, the Real Boss Yapper, Casual Cynic. Good, I'm glad you made it. Penguin Master, Penguin. This is an old meme, but like Benedict Cumberbatch not being able to say penguin is just still funny to me. Faint Smile, hello. Raging Robots, you were almost first. Faint Smile was in chat before the stream started. You're almost there, Raging Robots. You'll get it one day. Chris Course, good to see you. Luna Plays, hello. Cam Frog, hello. All right, we're getting acclimated. So today we are playing a viewer pick. I don't know what to call them. I have a channel point reward on Twitch because YouTube doesn't have channel points. But on Twitch, if you get 75,000 points, you can choose what game I play. Obviously, I can veto the game, but today, so like don't like go out there to like make me play like an adult game or something, because I'm gonna veto that. But today we're playing The Farmer Was Replaced, which is a coding game. It's like actually based on Python. I was looking at it before stream. So that's pretty cool. You guys might be able to learn some Python with me. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. Hopefully, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to play it, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But I am hoping to play a little bit of Resident Evil Requiem later. I might do it as a separate stream. I don't know. The YouTube VODs always screw up. Like, if you put two games in one, it's like, you know, I can't really put it in a Resident Evil Requiem playlist because I'm playing a different game. So it's kind of weird. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I think if they're here before stream, it shouldn't count. I mean, I guess, you know what, Raging Robots, out of fairness for YouTube, because I don't think YouTube viewers can technically talk in chat before the stream starts. Maybe that's a good call. I was like, well, it doesn't matter because you can be in Twitch. Literally, people can chat in Twitch chat. Like, I could make a chat game in Twitch chat, and you guys could use it when I'm not live. Like, there are some channels that chat is active 24/7, and it's kind of cool and kind of funny. But you know, I don't know. In 1 year, I will force you to play Shapes 2. You know, I would play Shapes 2, Backbeat, if you picked it. If you redeem the reward. Hey, Miyuki, good to see you. I don't know how late or early it is for you, but take care of yourself. Thanks for the lurk. Thanks for stopping by. I'm only at 23K right now. I think the bonuses that you get for watching for like half an hour at a time or something like that, or 20 minutes at a time, you can like get a little bit more channel points. Like, I think it's like a month and a half. I think Dr. Phineas calculated it out once. It's like a month and a half of watch time, based on my stream schedule, which is like 2 to 3 streams a week. Yeah, there's a custom themes in the settings. In the settings of The Farmer Was Replaced. Or which thing, Cam Frog? Hey, Kraken, does Dr. Pepper taste nice? I'm thinking of trying to get it in Ireland one time and try it. So, Dr. Pepper was really amazing as a kid. Like, this is Unk Kraken coming out. I mean, I shouldn't call it out myself, but like, sweet, I can't handle as much sweetness as I used to. Like, vanilla Coke used to be my like hands down favorite soda of all time, or you know, soft drink or whatever. I used to slam an entire 12-pack in a weekend with Click Clack Clout when we were like 12. Like, we would stay up playing Resident Evil, actually, and like Final Fantasy X and like freaking Star Fox Adventures and Soul Calibur, like all of those games, bunch of games. And I freaking love vanilla Coke. Now it gives me a freaking headache. It's so freaking sweet. I cannot drink it. Dr. Pepper is the same. It's like very sweet. If I haven't had it for a long time, I have a hard time not like downing it in one go. Like it's like it is one of my favorite sodas. But it is very sweet. Just be aware. It's super
Hello
sweet.
there.
It might be less sweet in Ireland. I don't know if they changed the recipe. That's the word. Hello there, Boss Yapper. Good to see you. Welcome in. Is it late for you right now? No, it's actually like morning, right? No, no, that's just only 8 hours away. 7 hours. So it's like late night, right? Crack the Unk. Also, you drink Monster. True. I've actually stopped drinking original Monster because, like, I don't know, they have so many bad batches. The quality control on regular Monster, it just sucks. Like, sometimes it tastes like sweet tarts, and I hate that. But sometimes it's like the original taste, and yes, it's sweet, but it's like, bam, it hits the spot. Yeah, Kraken Farmer was replaced, does have custom. Okay, cool. Thanks for the heads up. Also, I did see you guys having a conversation across YouTube and Twitch, and I freaking love that. I just think it's so cool. Because people, you can hang out on whatever platform you want, and you can talk to other people. It's nice. Thanks for the info, Kraken. Also, hold off on the Coke and Dr. Pepper. Defo gonna try and get Dr. Pepper now. Sweet. Just don't drink more than like 2 or 3 a week. It's nearly 12 for me. Okay. Nearly midnight. Okay. Well, let's get started then. If a couple of you guys are in across the pond, as the British people say. I don't know why I had to say it with that tone. A bunch of you guys are over in UK, EU, that kind of place. So we'll get started here in a sec. Reminds me of how sweet some of my favorite ciders are. That I like. One of my best friends can't stand them. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, apples are like, well, Honeycrisp. I don't know if Honeycrisp is more sweet than others, but like, well, it definitely is. Like Granny Smith is a chalky, gritty, bland mess, but Honeycrisp apples are like candy for me now. It's kind of weird. My day-to-day has just been doing taxes and then filling in spreadsheets. It's been a good day. You know what, Casual Cynic? Sometimes you got to get it done. I have not started. I should probably start on my taxes. It would just be nice to get it done. Talking to myself is fun. You talk to yourself? Of course you did. Yeah, because you have both accounts. Fun thing with this game, too, it's possible to use an external IDE text editor if you want. Do they have IntelliSense plugins for it? Well, I guess if it's Python, then it's IntelliSense. It's just, will IntelliSense recognize the library for the game? Because that's the only reason I would want to use an external IDE, right? People who can drink multiple energy drinks in a day concern me greatly. I can. You know, if I didn't have, like, mild concern for my own well-being, and also there's been times in my life where I had like 2 to 3 monsters a day to keep me going, and that was before I was diagnosed with ADHD and while I was like really crunching at work, and I was working 12-13 hours a day. It was not great. You know, when your body's like, please slow down, the answer is not pop a monster and keep going. But that's what I did. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. That's right. I keep on getting Australia and UK mixed. Not for any other reason than I keep on forgetting the numbers, the offset. That was weird. Background music you have on sounds very similar to a sound in Derail Valley. Oh, interesting. I'm using a chill hop playlist because they've got like a creator copyright program where like if you sign up and like advertise them with a link in the description, then I'm free from copyright claims. So that's nice. We VS coding this one. Honestly, if we can set it up quickly, I'd be down. I use VS Code a lot. I thought we talked about this yesterday. You don't have to pay. Yes, you do, Rage Robots. If you are, actually, what is the cutoff? I don't remember what the cutoff is. But if you make like more than $500 or something like that, I don't actually know the actual number, so this is not tax advice. But then you have to file at least a federal tax return in the U.S. If you're not in the U.S., then I don't know. Just don't get arrested for not paying taxes. Good point. I can't remember. I think there was some advice about setting it up. I can't remember. Never did it myself. Just stuck to coding directly in. Okay, cool. Yeah, if the tooling is good enough in game, then I'll stick with that. The thing is, I'm trying to catch up on chat before I start, but I'm gonna kind of give a preface for this game, and not this game, but like coding etiquette and like social etiquette with coding. But we'll get into that in a sec. I know VS Code can instantly take in the code from this game. Yeah, because it is actually based on Python. Like Python will work that you write in the game as long as there's probably like functions and stuff in the game, like functions that interface with the engine, which I don't know if they actually have like a library you can reference, but if you can reference the library, then it will work. The programming language isn't exactly Python. It's similar to Python that IntelliSense works well with it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to the website for it, and they were like, what you're learning is Python. Everything that you do in the game. Let me actually read the real thing. This isn't just a game. Every line of code you write is real Python syntax. You'll learn variables, loops, functions, and complex data structures, skills directly applicable to real-world software development. So I guess that's like not necessarily Python, but if it's like a superset of Python. Just be sure to enable the file watcher in the game settings. Okay. Don't forget my hydrate. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Bytebeat. We got a Kermit the Frog impression and a Mickey Mouse impression. Well, give me a sec. Kraken is finally learning how to code. Bytebeat. Cairo the Pyro, welcome. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. It explains how in the game doc. Okay. I found you on Twitch. Yeah. It's in every description of my YouTube videos, but nobody opens the description, I feel. Unless like you actually like I'm selling merch or something, you actually want the merch. I open the description, but that's because I'm old and I've been on YouTube for a long time. But I feel like nobody really does. Okay, so we're playing The Farmer Was Replaced. It's kind of late for some folks, so we're going to get started here in just a minute, which means I might get behind on chat. A couple of things. Farmer Was Replaced uses Python code. I am a software developer in real life, but I'm also ADHD as fuck. So that means a couple things. The way, I wasn't diagnosed until like I'm in my 30s, which yes, I'm in my 30s, but I have had kind of a mixed experience in software culture, in the industry. I've experienced some really uncomfortable and annoying toxic culture in software development. It's hard not to make generalizations about this kind of stuff, but there are a lot of software developers that are highly egotistical. There's a lot of software developers that are very rigid with what is correct, what is right, and how people should do. It's like a lot of like it's like technical moral signaling, if that makes sense. And so I've had to deal with a lot of like arguing with a lot of people and like making logical arguments and like, agreeing, like getting them to agree to disagree or disagree and commit. And that just means like we think different things, but we got to get a job done. So let's just, do what we can do. There's a couple things that I will not. There's a couple things that I won't like if you do. Like it will actually sour my mood. So let's not do that. And then there's a couple things that I just won't accept. So with coding, I prefer paired coding. What's it called? Collaborative coding. Paired coding. Like I'm totally fine working on stuff with people. And so if you guys I get frustrated like with what's going on, or like, as an ADHD person, I've had to cope with a lot of things like not having motivation to do a certain thing. KM Frog, thank you for the Twitch follow. I appreciate it. Like not understanding things very quickly.
Thank you!
Not Penguin Master, thank you for the bit. Not understanding things quickly, seeing things on the screen or having things be on the screen in front of me, but me not like really paying attention to it because attention disorder. So, if you are frustrated by something that you see that I'm not doing correctly or I could do better, say so. Don't get frustrated. Don't be negative. Don't call me insults or make, don't BM me. Just suggest a fix. And then if I do take the fix, great. That's fine. If I don't take the fix, then deal with it. That's okay. We're here to have fun. I'm not here to do my job on a Sunday. It's a Sunday for me. And for me, there's a lot of things that I have to do just to get motivated to do coding, right? Like, I kind of have to like pump myself up and like get motivated. And like, there's a lot. TMI, I actually don't know if I want to do software development for my like the rest of my life. Like it's very exhausting. I burn out all the time. I tend to search for the fires. I'm like a firefighter in my job. Because then it's always new, it's always interesting, it's stimulating. I can like focus my attention because it's important. This fire will burn stuff down if I don't fix it, right? I'm not the kind of developer to sit down and write 5-head frickin' giant search algorithms. I'm not gonna write like a reversed 4-dimensional binary search algorithm or something, right? That's not me. And if you think I should be that person, I'm not, and that's your problem, not mine. So let's be nice, let's be collaborative, and accept when I either don't listen or forget or don't pay attention. I also I'm probably gonna get this wrong. I actually don't know Python that well. I have written a fair amount of Python, but it's not the primary language. I've used Python as glue between different systems in my job. So if you have something to teach, I'm open. I'm open to being taught. And in fact, if you make my life easier, I will actively appreciate that. But let's keep it chill. Let's keep it nice. And, I don't want to have to go into confrontation Kraken mode like I have to get in my work, because I've had people openly attack me for not understanding something right away because they thought it was going to make them look good or something. I've had people openly attack me for introducing new processes, or like, I am old enough that Git wasn't a thing when I started being a software developer, and I tried to bring it to like multiple places, and I had one guy who was a senior developer just like flame me like, I have been in this industry, blah 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 blah, and like just tried to humiliate me in front of the entire meeting, which is like 12 people. It didn't work because Git is used everywhere now, and I can kind of like look back and laugh at that. But like, I have to deal with that stuff in my job, and I don't want to have to deal with that here. So let's be nice. Let's accept flaws in people. and let's all work towards a good experience, both in the game and in the stream and the vibe. All right? Cool. Sweet. I don't know if I can catch up on all that chat. That was a lot of chat while I was given that. I second all this. Cool. Thank you, Bright Spark. The only incorrect thing is vibe coding. No. I know I'm a tangent streamer. I'm not going to get into that right now. Vibe coding doesn't have to be bad. It can be, though. I think it's how you do it and what you take away from vibe coding. Like, if vibe coding lets you get into things and you're working on personal projects, I just got into this tangent, didn't I? Son of a bitch, you sniped me. If you learn things from vibe coding and you take away new skills and you're more familiar with code, and then you actually try to solve problems yourself and put what you learned together to like make new stuff, vibe coding is amazing. It's awesome. In fact, lots of senior software engineers vibe code, right? But they also have like the experience to say, oh, this is wrong, right? If you use vibe coding to just like, oh, I wrote something with I got something from AI, and then it breaks, and then you throw it back to the AI and say, fix this, and then that breaks in a different way, and then you say, fix this AI, and you just do that a bunch of times and never learn anything, that's when vibe coding is like, that's not good. That's not good for you. That's not good for whatever project you're making. Hey, if you make something that works, technically that's valuable. And if it works for you, that's great. But if you're missing critical things like authentication and nice Cairo. And okay, yeah, that actually, thank you. The camera has reminded me I'm on a tangent. Anyway, vibe coding can be good. The only objectively correct thing is Stack Overflow. That's not true. That's not true. Stack Overflow is ChatGPT in pre-alpha. Actually, like, literally. Oh man, I wanted to heckle you about your coding. If you can make it clear that it's sarcasm or like an actual joke in your heckling, that's fine. If you're just like BMing me and I can't tell, then that is technically what I'm asking not to bring here. My first job was using SVN. Me too. That's so funny. Oh man. Jeez. Okay. I actually found an SVN folder of like my old personal projects, and I was like, oh man. I use vibe coding as a tool. I tell AI, okay, make this thing that's way simpler than what I'm trying to make, and look at it and retype it out and then expand on it, because I'm looking through everything it's showing me. So, yeah. I mean, honestly, I use LLMs to write code for me when it's like labor, when it's like laborious, when it's like repeated stuff. If I'm learning a new data structure, I'll have it give me an example and give me a source, and then I'll take that example, kind of like look at its explanation. It's probably going to be wrong in a few things, so then I grab the source that I asked it to give me and I go learn it from the person who's real and actually wrote it and explained it, and then it like helps me. I can learn by doing a little faster, and that's how I learn. Like I have a limited capability. I do have a capability to like read a book and then understand something, but until I actually get to the code, I can't contextualize what I'm learning that well. It depends. I mean, if it's in code and math is what I'm talking about. Like I can't read a math book and just like not do any math and then understand all the math. It's kind of like that for code too. I have no idea what SVN is. It's Subversion. That is another repository, like source coding, source control system. Okay. My phone is wet. Put it in rice. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna jump in, and I'm probably gonna play this for maybe an hour and a half. It depends. If I'm having fun, actually, then I'll probably play it as long as I want. But like I said, I'm not here to do my job. and there's a lot of things that I have to do to like get myself in the mindset to like perform well in writing software and being a software dev. So I will get into it, see how it is, and learn as fast as I can for you guys and try and be as entertaining as I can be for you guys. But if it's not fun, then I probably will cut it off at some point. Cool. Don't forget the voice. Okay, it's Kermit the Frog. We're gonna start playing The Farmer Was Replaced with Kermit the Frog. So is Kermit a good developer? I don't know.
Hello
We'll have to
there.
find out. Hello there, Catalina. Welcome. Yeah, we're gonna be playing some code, a code game. It's like farming automation, which is probably why Casual Cynic, who is the person who redeemed this game with the channel point redemption, that's probably why they chose me to play this game. What I like about this is that it's the lowest of stakes. That's true. But as a person with anxiety, being ridiculed online actively for something that is like related to my intelligence and capability to understand is something that is at stake, Which is why, if I'm causing you to pull your hair out behind the screen, try and think constructively about what I could fix to like help your experience be better, rather than just telling me that I'm frustrating you, All right. Sound alerts seem to be doubled. That's weird. Is it doubled for anybody else? I haven't seen anybody. I've heard people say that a couple times, but it's never like fully music. Yeah. Sometimes it's not for others. I don't know. Kermit sounds good on my new bone conducting headphones. Nice. Welcome. That's funny. I've always thought about getting those. Are they good? I always thought that it would kind of like mess with the frequencies, like the high frequency sound. I wonder what the max frequencies sound is. Is it like a 3800 megahertz or something? Or 38,000 megahertz? I don't know. Anyway, Bobblecon Fullet. Feels better. I'm sure we can judge silently instead. Fair. Yeah, I mean I'm not restricting you guys from doing anything. I'm just trying to help us have a good stream. It does have an echo. Oh, weird. Oh, sound alerts too. There we go. I got it. I love how occasionally Kermit slips down into like 2 octaves. Yeah, I mean, my Kermit is passable at best. Okay. For a second there, I was worried that my capture card would have screwed up. Ah, fuck! Son of a bitch! Seriously, I'm gonna throw my freaking capture card away. Alright, for some reason it doesn't like full screen. Alright, I guess we're doing this in windowed mode. That kinda sucks, I'll have to figure that out. Nice. Alright, getting started. This window contains information. Alright, that's great. Thanks. To get started, go to the first program page by clicking it. Alright. All programming is done in code windows. Alright. Each code window corresponds to a text file containing code. Yep. Alright, I am gonna probably scan through this. Code can be edited as long as it's not running. You can execute the program directly by pressing the green play button. You can create more code files by using the plus button. Ah, I see. You will notice that when you start typing, a simple code completion window will pop up. Press tab to insert the code completion. Don't worry if this is your first time programming. The language isn't locked step by step. Currently, there are 2 drone commands available. Let's do a flip. Do a flip. And we'll run that code. I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. Excellent. Alright, I am going to do a flip every single time I execute commands. Let's harvest. These are function calls. You can think of a function as a command that can be executed. You execute it using the parentheses. Try typing these statements in the code. Oh, okay. Okay, so I gotta follow the bouncing ball. Oh, yeah, okay, I keep on clicking on the one step of the code. I need to click on the execution of the code in the window. There we go. Thank you for the lurk, faint smile. Unlocks. Getting grass will give you hay. Hay can be used to unlock loops in the code on the unlock menu. Open the unlock menu button in the top right corner. Ah, while loop. The most auspicious of loops. Alright. While true harvest. Okay, that's a dangerous loop. So never do a while loop, which is infinite, with a tautology. You know, like something that always ends up true. Because that will, or something that could always end up true. Because that will just be runaway. I mean, most coding engines protect you from necessarily like runaway memory or something like that. Like if you could have a memory leak, and if you're doing it infinitely, then you will crash your computer, or crash your program at the very least. Most compiling engines will also protect you from that, or code languages will protect you from that. Oh, there must be a colon. Thank you. Unlocks.loop must be unlocked before this can be used. Have I not? Oh. Oh, unlock cost is 5. I see. Alright. So, harvest. Do a flip. We'll just do that a bunch. Right, I think I am done. I am done with the Kermit, thank you. I will do the Mickey Mouse impression, but in a little bit. We'll give it a little bit of a break. All right, coming down from the Kermit is, yeah. Ram go bye-bye. Yeah, exactly. And Ram is gold right now. Love a good Stack Overflow. Exactly, that is what a Stack Overflow is. You use all your resources. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff. Now we got while loops. You have unlocked the while loop and its values, and the values true and false, which are Boolean. The while loop keeps executing the loop body as long as the condition is true. While a condition, loop body. Don't worry about creating infinite loops. The delays in execution will prevent the program from freezing. There is a delay in execution. Normally, if you do a loop like this, I don't have access to this too. But I'll do a while loop because it's easier. While true, do a flip. Technically, a computer will try and execute this as fast as it can. So it's as soon as it's done executing the instructions, don't go on a tangent about like machine code. Okay. It will do as soon as it finishes executing, it will execute immediately. And usually that's like less than a millisecond. I guess it depends on the language that you're using, the software language you're using, but like do a flip, like it's very fast. But there seems to be a little bit of a delay. It's like 400 milliseconds or 300 milliseconds or something, like a third of a second. That's a good little drone. I like his hat. I didn't notice that. Okay. Don't worry. Perhaps you've already tried to put several harvest calls in a row. This allows you to harvest several times in one program run. So we'll harvest and do a flip. The while loop takes a condition, which is a logical value that can only be in one of two states, true or false. Such a value is called a Boolean value. The loop then executes the code inside the loop until the condition is false. This is a great, simple explanation. I probably did have this type of explanation in my first coding class, but it was I had to get into code to figure this stuff out. And conditionals, if statements, man, that was very annoying to deal with. Stack Overflow would specifically be infinite recursion. Yes. Yes, because you would be adding to the stack and never removing from the stack. If you're just doing one execution, then technically it would remove it from the stack. It would just do it infinitely. So you're right. If you like this hat, you may love the rest of the hats later. There are other hats, by the way. Nice, good. Aye, Boolean, I know what that is from Lua. Nice. Lua is another scripting language, or language. It's not scripting language. Do you know what that's from? Who the frick is... One sec. It's fine. Interested with how you'll tackle this game? Yeah, we'll have to see. It's John Taxman. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Where loop executes the code inside the loop until the condition is false. The while loop looks like this, where you have to replace the condition with a Boolean value and loop body with whatever you want, which I've already done. So I'm going to move on because it's kind of clear. While, and then whatever is indented, which is like this. which you just tab, oops, will run inside that loop. Now I did let it run for a while, and I've got 109, so let's just move on. Increase the yield of grass. Speed, increase the speed of drone and code execution. Let's do it. Execution speed has doubled. The problem is that the drone now harvests faster than we can grow and resulting in no harvest at all. To deal with this, if branches and the can harvest function are now unlocked. Okay, nice. Checking before harvesting. Yeah, so it's saying check with an if statement, which takes a condition. If can harvest, and then we'll put the harvest here. Now else, I wonder if I can do an else statement. Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember the syntax. Okay, there will be. Okay, I need a colon in after each of the parts of the if statement. Cool. So the speed boost that we got is essentially nullified by the growth rate of the grass, which is unfortunate. Sounds like we need parallel harvesting and like more blocks. So if I can harvest, then, or else, oh, sorry, if I can harvest, then harvest. If not, do a flip. Welcome in, Drat and Daith. Buying this game to make my friends think I'm even weirder for doing boring games with Disinfactorio. I mean, this is actually kind of fun so far. Like, I had to give a preface before stream, like, I have ADHD, and learning new things takes a little bit longer than it might for you. And because I get distracted, or like, you know, if I'm not forcing myself to do like I do at work, then I get distracted really easily. But so far, this is fine. Like, this is very comfortable. Okay, so how much we need 150 more to get better yield of grass. Oh, hats. Now, I've just reduced... I've just spent 1/3 of my grass or wheat or whatever. So now it's going to be longer. But that's okay. Now I have hats. All right. So, which is my favorite hat? Let's cut this stuff right now. Let's just change hats to hats dot purple. Oop. The bane of my existence, spelling errors. Hey, I do like purple. Let's try something else. Gray. The American gray. Ooh, that does look slick. It's like a slate color. Dyslexia go burr. I am very glad I don't have dyslexia. Dyslexia plus ADHD would suck. It would suck sass. Green? Green's okay. Hot take, but the British spelling of gray is just better as an American. I use the British spelling of gray. Like, I just do. I just never think to use A. I always use Grey. And I always get like incorrect word squigglies on whatever I'm using. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care. By the way, you can just open another code window so you don't have to rewrite your code. Oh, thank you. Hats dot brown. Oh, you know what? Let's change hats in the other one, because then I can change hats whenever I want. Although if they're both operating on the same instance of the drone, then I wonder how that works. Can I run this? Oh, I can only run. Okay, I can only run one at a time. I think I like the purple hat the best. So if can harvest, let's see. If can harvest, then we will change hats to green because green is go. And else, then we'll do a flip, and let's say, gray. Gray hat, like you're waiting, so it's gray. Oh, that's gross. The execution time for change hats is like literally 400 or 500 milliseconds. Because if I comment this out, which is the pound sign or hashtag or whatever you want to call it, then it's faster. That's annoying. That's annoying. Ah. As somebody who tries to keep my stuff optimized, time optimized, like reasonably, I'm not like a pre-optimization freak. Like I don't go through and try to make things just so perfect and so performant. I'm like, get it done first and then we'll fix it later. It drives some people up the wall. Even that bugs me. 1/3 of a second? Okay, that's less than I thought, but if you hover over the built-in function, it has tooltips and should say how long it should take. Oh, nice! Hell yeah! That's... Gosh. Okay, this game is impressing me so far. This, like... If you want to play this, you will learn coding in a fun way, and it will get you comfortable with IDEs, command line interfaces, CLIs. Well, this is technically not a CLI. This is like an active... what's it called when you run the Python executable and then you get into like code execution mode? It's a code execution context. But it's familiar. Like you will get familiar with common things in coding. It would be faster if you skip the flip. If it's just for fun, that's cool. So the harvest, right now the harvest speed isn't fast enough. The flip is like waiting. In fact, it might have told me like what I can do to wait. In fact, oh, okay. Thank you, Casual Cynic. I appreciate that. I don't like the execution times for these default functions. That's yeah. REPL. Well, no, I'm not thinking IDE. But sure. Yeah, I think I described what I meant. Upgrade your speed then? Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I need to... Oh, wait. Plant entities bush. Expands the farmland, unlocks movement. Okay, I should probably do one at a time. I should have done the bush first. Oh, okay, so we got a vertical line now. This base is not much to use if you can't move the drone. There's a move function. Okay. So now, if can harvest, else. Oops. I'm trying to close the error. You know, I'm gonna make this second window a scratch window, which I'm sorry if this. Damn it! I'm using VS Code shortcuts already. Hang on, can I? I want to see if I can do a conditional on hats dot green hat. If hats dot green, actually I can see what. Oh, traffic cone. And straw hat. Nice. I kind of like the traffic cone because it reminds me of VLC. You have another hat to look at? Damn it. It doesn't. Okay, yeah. VS Code shortcuts don't work here. You can do Alt Shift down arrow, and you can duplicate lines, and Alt down will move a single line. It'll shift it up and down, and without like messing up the other lines. It's very handy. Change hats. Traffic cone. Nice. Now, this is an ADHD thing that I'm doing. I'm like keeping these on my screen. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry. But I keep these on my screen to remind me that they exist. This is part of why I keep so many tabs open. I have like over 500 tabs open at work. And probably more than that on my personal computers. Straw hat. Okay, that's the default hat. Okay. Well, let's keep the default for now. If hats dot green, do a flip. Does that work? Oh. Hey! Well, never mind. That it's not green hat. So what it did was it did a null coalescent. It coalesced on a null, which means sometimes you can resolve a Boolean from data. So if you give it a value, that's not a Boolean, it will resolve it against a null. So a null is just like nothing. It's empty data. It's like a zero space. Well, not zero itself, but zero, like nothing. If you give it nothing, it will resolve to false. Resolve to a Boolean with the value false. If you give it something with data, it will resolve to true. And so I thought I was trying to resolve hats.green hat, like to see if like it would give a true on green hat. There's probably a function that I need to extract that information, whether or not it's wearing a green hat. Oh, maybe drone. Well, okay, I'll finish. But what happened is it just coalesced the value to not null, which is true, which is, oops. Drone. Okay, I don't have any function for that right now. So let's just close this window and move on. Okay, if can harvest, harvest, else drone.move north. So this will only work once, because if I run this, it'll just go up to the top and harvest everything on its way. Oh, drone has never been defined. Oh, is it just move? A truthy value, man. One reason I despise JS. Truthy values are in a lot of different languages. Oh, hey, it loops around. Okay, so that helped me out. I thought I was gonna have to write some code to turn around or reverse the direction. I'm just gonna ignore that and not do that right now. I like that it loops. Thank you for making it easy for me. Yeah, but I'll have more reasons to hate on JS. That's fair. That's fair. JS has been useful to me in the past, like Node.js in particular, but I do avoid it nowadays. I have avoided it for several years now. Loop evil. Yeah. Truthiness makes code look good, but read bad. I do not like truthiness. I will explicitly write out if null equals or not equals the data, whatever the value is, then do something. I will never just, well, not never. I've done it before. I really don't like just using truthiness to resolve a Boolean. I use TS at work, but not out of choice. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Bright Spark. Okay, well, we finished that, and now we're over 300, so let's get the grass yield. Okay, and now we're, entities.bush. Let's plant. Grass is nice because it grows automatically. All other plants have to be planted with the plant function. The only plant you can plant right now is a bush. You can plant past the type of plant you want to plant in the function like this. Yep, plant, parentheses, entities, bush. This will plant a bush under the drone. Call clear to reset the farm to all grass and reset the drone position. It seems that if you grow more than one type of plant on the farm at the same time, you can sometimes get a higher yield. You'll need to research polyculture to learn more. Oh, interesting. Oh, polyculture meaning sometimes farmers will alternate between the crops that they plant on their field. So you have a field, you plant wheat on it. Wheat extracts certain minerals from the soil so that it can grow. Like it uses it as food. Like nitrogen I think is used in most things. But anyway, it extracts certain minerals. In order to replenish those minerals, you have to plant a different plant that leaves that mineral in. And I don't know what they mean about polyculture. Maybe there are plants that if you plant them next to each other, they do better? Probably. I don't know. Hello there, Clockwork Crow. Okay. Well, let's stop this and then clear. Okay. I guess I didn't need to do that because it was already all grass, and I guess it reset drone position. That's fine. Okay, so let's keep it simple. I'm just going to move north. One, and plant a bush in the middle. Can I F5 this? Yes, excellent. F5 is execute. It's a kind of universal execute your code button. And we'll go ahead and plant entities.bush. And again, I keep this around as a scratch pad so I remember what exists. That's just a thing I have to do because of my ADHD, because if I don't see it, it's harder for me to remember it exists. Unless I'm like working in it a long time. All right, and we'll just run the main program, and it'll plant a bush. Oh. I did get wood. I wonder... Okay, now is not the time for optimization. I was like, that bush was really small. I was like, can we... Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to decide what to do because I want to optimize on replanting, but it doesn't... I haven't received a bunch of conditionals yet. The fewer ways people have to interrupt me while I'm working, the better. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about like voice. You'll learn polyculture later. Okay. Since I am moving, right now I know, and this is like non-optimal for like scalable code, but it is for this game because I know that there's a condition for growing. If I harvest something, it will not be ready immediately. So if I move, I also know I won't come back to that square that I just moved from for a while, for enough time for something to grow. So what I'm going to do is plant entities.bush if it cannot harvest. If I harvest, if it can harvest, then I harvest. And I will plant a bush. Oh, wait, this is redundant. Hold on. If I can harvest, then harvest it, and then plant a bush. Else, plant a bush and move north. I think that second one's redundant, so let's remove that. Okay. So now we're cooking with oil or whatever the saying is. If you'd left the second plant, it'd have kept replanting and they'd never grow. Yeah. Yeah. I don't actually know what the growth speed of Entity's bush is, so I only wanted one. Look at Three Sisters crops for a good example of polyculture. Okay. Malorium, remind me what WTB means. Want to buy. Oh. What is this, RuneScape? All right. We should have enough to upgrade something. We don't need extra grass yield right now. Ooh, speed of code execution and drone execution. Excellent. Let's get that. And we need carrots for the next level, so let's move on. Expands the farm, also clears the farm. All right. Oh, we unlocked 4 loops. Okay. Your farm has expanded again. By the way, you're top streamer in this category with 4 people streaming it. Yeah. I did notice it was a pretty time to move east. Yeah, I'm going to read this and then try and figure out a way to like figure out when I haven't harvested for a while, which I could do easily with an index. And then I can like move east. With the while loop. Oh wait, your farm is expanded. Now the tiles are no longer in a nice row. You need to find a way to traverse the square grid. With the while loop, this is not possible until you unlock senses and operators. Ooh, can't wait. It is time to introduce the for loop. You can read all about the for loop on the for loop page, but for now you will only need to repeat code a fixed number of times. For I in range 5, do a flip. Okay. Range n creates a range of numbers from 0 to n minus 1. So 5 in this one it would be 0 to 4 because it's 5 minus 1. The for loop runs its loop body once for every element in the sequence. In this example, do a flip will be called 5 times. Cool. Function get world size is also available. Oh, hell yeah. Returns the side length of your farm. Side length of your farm? What is the side length of the farm? Oh, I don't. Do I have a print? Nope. Okay, so it gives the width. or the column number. You need to unlock debugging for print. Okay. For I in range get world size, harvest move north. You unlock print for the rest of the game. Your farms are squares though, so you only need to know one side. Okay. This example harvests one column of the farm for any farm size. If you're stuck on trying to figure out how to make the drone move around the farm, see the hint below. Okay. For I in range get world size. May be helpful to turn this idea into code. For basic traversal, it might look like this. Okay, nested loop. For I in range get world size. For J in range get world size. Do a flip on every tile. I see. So it's saying for every column, harvest. I mean, I'm skipping over the code, but I'm saying what it does. For every column, harvest each row, or each element in each row in the column, so moving up, and then after you do that, move over a column. So that's totally doable. Not naming them X and Y in the tutorial is criminal. I and J is what I'm more familiar with. When I was in college, I was absolutely like, why aren't we using X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, Q, R, S, T. But that's because I was math brained. All right, so we are no longer doing while loops. We are doing a while loop because I want to do it forever. So oh, can I do comparisons yet? No, I haven't unlocked. I haven't locked operators. Okay. I'm just copying this. Screw it. Oops. Gosh darn it. XYZ, what you call them when you interact with 2 to 3D arrays, and how will die on this hill. That's true. That's true. If you're doing matrix math, absolutely. X, Y, and Z are totally appropriate. But when you're doing iterators, then I and J are more traditional. Okay. The else. I need to bring the else over. So in this one, I had an else for moving if I can't harvest it because I was looping through the column. But in this case, I don't need it because I won't be back to any individual square. I won't be back to it until I've gone through every column and every row. In shader, you would use R, G, and B, and A in that order. Oh, true. All right, let's do that. There we go. I want operators because I want to plant grass in certain columns and green or bushes in other columns. Okay. Ooh, print. Yay, debug. Sometimes your code just doesn't work and you need to find out why. There's a couple tools to help you do that. The first is to execute the program step by step. You can go into step-by-step mode with the button next to the execute button or by setting a breakpoint. Very nice. I did not expect breakpoints in this game for some reason. When execution reaches the line where the breakpoint is, it will automatically switch to step-by-step mode. When you move your mouse over a variable, its current value is displayed. Nice. So this is very nice. Print function prints the value directly in the error and to the output page. Output text. Oh, it's just literally okay. It's just printing a text file. That's awesome. Crap, where am I? Debug? Okay. Real, the breakpoints in this are a lifesaver. Yeah, I love it. There's still a few bugs in the code blinking when using breakpoints, but it's not that bad. Okay, good. Writing into the error can be sometimes a bit slow if you want to print a lot of values. In this case, use the quick print function, which only prints to the output window. I think we're going to use quick print all the time, unless we get really complicated, or I want to walk away. The output window also logs warnings and errors, so if something doesn't work as expected, it can be useful to check that. Okay, sweet. Let's get carrots. Till the soil and plant carrots. Okay. Oh, operators! Hell yeah. Arithmetic operators, plus, minus, times, divide. What is this // Modulo and... Is times an exponent? I thought exponents would be carrots. Oh, floor. Floor and ceiling. Okay, that's fine. Hey, Captain Apathy, welcome in. Could you have it leave grass every 2 times it moves east with what you have access to? Yes, now that I have operators, I can. For assignment operators, you need to unlock the variables, which is fine. I don't need that right now. Logic operators, also called Boolean operators, not, and or, are used to combine truth values. This is where it gets kind of complicated for someone who's not a coder. And it will make your brain hurt, but it's a good hurt. You know, and the more you get into it, the more you do it, the less your brain will hurt as you do it, and the more logical you can be about things. Both, I mean, honestly, for me, it was both in life and in software. It's very nice. It's a nice thing to learn, I mean. Okay. Wait. Multiplication and division. / does the same thing as /, but the result is floored. Oh, it's rounding. It's rounding. Okay. So 2 times 2 is 4. Negative 5 times 3 evaluates to negative 125. Is that exponents? Did I miss something? Because 5 to the 3... 5 cubed is 125, isn't it? Right above what you were looking at? Oh, okay. Is a power operator. Yay! Thank you. Woo! Kind of a tangent, but do you remember that software that my boss could act if I could make just for me to find out a program that had come out like a week earlier? Yes! Let me guess. You can't use the solution that you found. You met the guy yesterday, such a funny and small industry. Oh, nice! Okay, never mind. That's awesome. That is cool. Yes, you're unable to update Adobe Creative Cloud because I freaking turned off your background processes, you piece of crap. I cannot wait to get off Adobe Creative Cloud. They are such a freaking shitty company. Anyway, moving on. Okay, times is power. / is round down. Is divide and round down. Wait, 5 divided by 2. Oh, yeah, round down. 2.5 to 2. Okay, cool. Oh, it doesn't give me a title on that, so I don't actually know what it is. So I'm never gonna actually minimize things. Since you're playing this type of game, I wonder if you'd play Shenzhen IO sometime. Maybe. I gave a big ass preamble before starting this game about backseating and politeness and collaborative coding, and also how this whole thing is for fun and not for me to be doing my job, because I get burnt out from my job all the time. So I'm not. This is nice. This is like not too bad. In terms of like, oh no, it's making me get like work serious. It's really a mindset thing, because like I've had to go in a certain mindset to cope with my ADHD even before I knew I had ADHD, and it's made me do things to myself again, like I go to work and do the stuff against my will basically, and that's like really toxic, and I'm still trying to unlearn that habit and that like coping mechanism. So like coding scenarios outside of work aren't universally stressful and universally burn me out, but I kind of have to be careful and like try things out. And if I do get stressed out and like start like I was gonna say some other words. If I start like having like if I start crashing out, I'll just say crashing out. It's kind of an involved thing. Then I'll be less like okay with playing these on stream, because I'm here to have fun and like help everybody relax. And if I'm not having fun and I'm like stressing out and like, yeah, you get the point. That's exactly why I resisted suggesting coding game sooner. I appreciate that. This one is Casual Cynic, redeeming Choose the Game I Play on Twitch. So I had to at least give this one a chance. And I will give a coding game a chance. But it's just a risk, I think, with these types of games. Once you know // and ***, everything else should be familiar from Python or Lua, or just most languages in general. Yeah. I am I am mostly familiar with Python, but not I would not say a master, or even like I mean, industry ready is kind of a stupid thing. I was going to say industry ready, but like I'm not super sophisticated with Python. I use it as glue for most things. That's another thing that I forgot to mention in the preamble at the beginning, is like one thing that kind of is a little bit tough when working with other people, is that I forget everything. So if I don't use a coding language like Node.js right now, or well, JS or whatever, I would have to go look up very basic things about how to use JS. And it's same for Python. And for some people, that's emasculating. That's like very distressing. I don't really care, but it does create a tension between, if I'm like pair coding with somebody and they're like, why don't you know that? It makes them think that I'm an idiot. And I'm not. I just don't remember things. It's like the finer details of things. I'm sorry. I just have to remind myself all the time. So that's like that can be frustrating to watch. You know what would be a fun stream concept? An end of the year tier list where you rate every game you played on stream that year. Yes. To be fair, Python is great glue. Yes, it is. If it helps your decision one way or another, Shenzhen IO use simplified forms of assembly. Oh. I'm not great with assembly. Me, anytime I write in Bash, yeah. Yeah, seriously. Okay, let's stop this and plant. Actually, let's run it for 33 more times. and then I'll switch to hey while I'm reading chat. It must be an ADHD thing because I'm the same way. Like I can either write shader code or I can do scripting, just not both at the same time. I can do both at the same time, and I can be faster if I've done it recently. But the longer I spend away, the more time I have to spend reminding myself. Some things I've just spent 10,000 hours in, and I can just pull it out. C# and Bash used to be that way, but I haven't used a ton of Bash recently. I don't want to give the stack that I work in right now just because I don't want to dox myself. Not that that's like super doxing. It's just, anyway. I forgot what I was saying. I agree. We just need him to stream more and more games. I do want to. I would love to be a full-time streamer, actually. I just can't right now. I need to make a lot more money and actually take in sponsorships to even consider it. But, all in due time. Maybe one day. Okay. Let's switch this to grass. And then keep going. We got to get you on the TikTok grind? I don't know, man. TikTok is doing some weird things. Although I wouldn't turn down help with TikTok. I just don't use it, and you don't make money on TikTok, but you can grow an audience, I think. Short form is how all the streamers grow now. I know, honestly, I have a huge backlog of clips that I want to make. I could probably, if I just for the next 3 days only worked on making clips, I probably have, I don't know, 50 clips that I could pull out. Being a tangent streamer has has its perks. By the way, you don't need to plant grass. I don't I don't use grass for anything anymore. Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, then let's figure out what we're doing next. Before you can plant carrots with plant entities.carrot, you have to till the soil. This will change the ground to ground.soil. To till the soil, simply call till. Calling till again will change it back to ground's grassland. Planting carrots cost wood and hay. These items will be automatically... You lied to me! I do need some grass to plant other things. These items will be automatically removed when calling plant entities.carrot. Okay. Oh, I don't need to plant grass because it grows by default. I see. My bad, I misunderstood. If you stream 2 to 3 times a week, you could get a couple clips out of each stream. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And I know that there's been some good conversations, especially during Abiotic Factor, that I just haven't been able... Well, I've been dealing with a lot of mental health stuff, but I would like to go back and clip. Okay. Let's stop this. I want to do some conditionals. I want to have one row be grass. Actually. Okay. So I was going to do some kind of static assignment, meaning I would want to plant one grass here. I actually don't. How much... It's 1 grass per carrot. So I need 3 grass per carrot planted. So I would need 3 grass every loop. Because I'm going to plant carrots times 3. Actually, carrots growth time between 4.8 and 7.2 seconds. So I could probably get away with less than 3 grass. I could probably get away with 2 grass. So I was like, I want to like read the for loop indexes. So I is an index, and it's when it gets world size, it goes 0 to 2, right? Because the world size is 3. And I say for if index equals 2, because this is like, this is 0, 1, 2, then plant grass. But honestly, it probably doesn't matter. I would just want to make sure that one row is carrots. So if I equals 2, plant carrots. And then for the other columns, I just make sure there's 1 grass, and the rest will be bushes. Okay, let's do that. So I is iterating over columns. 4i is iterating over columns. 4j is iterating over rows. I guess actually these could be interchanged. Like j could be columns and I could be rows, but we just have to pick one. Like it doesn't actually matter which direction it's going in. So in this plant section, we want to move this plant section out and like make it do my processing. I want to consider what's what my location is, so that I plant carrots or at least 1 grass. Now, if I equals 2, oops, that's the wrong language. Plant entities dot carrot. Else. Ooh, is this an else if situation? Oh, it is an else if. Is that going to work? I hope that works. Might want to give the carrot info page a quick reread. Before you can plant carrots with plants, entities, carrots, you have to till the soil. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. There was an error there. I'll figure out the error in a sec. Does it get untilled? It's elif. Okay, thank you. A second till untills, but if I harvest carrots, does it get untilled? So I need to make sure that it's tilled once. So actually, to make this easier and less complex, I will just run that in a one-off code. Harvest does not change ground state. Okay, yeah. Then I don't know if I can detect ground state. Because I don't have sensors right now. So let's just do while true, because we're just doing it dumb. If can harvest, and then oops. Till. and then move up north. Okay. So that makes the x equals 2, y equals 2, water level 0. Okay. So that makes the 2 column carrot ready. Okay. So now if I equals 2 plant carrots, I'm hoping that this is the vertical column number. But if it's not, then we'll have to redo the till. And I'll just manually do that in my other window if I have to. So if I equals 2 plant carrots, if it's not the last column, then if elif, we're gonna do the if condition here. So if j equals, it doesn't matter, 2, we'll make the bottom. I'm assuming it's the bottom. Then plant entities.grass. I'm just being explicit about it. I know it automatically does grass, but oh. It might be easier to expect grass to be planted, because if I harvest, grass automatically gets planted. Oh, I'm writing myself into a wall. Don't forget you have a clear function. True. So if I can't harvest, then that means it could be in the tilled state, but not planted. And I have to handle that. So let's just put a stub here. Else. And this is like extra code. I can be more sophisticated than this, or like I can write less code to get the same thing, but I don't really care. But let's handle the condition where we're in the last column. Plant entities.carrot. Oops. Else, the only other time that it wouldn't be automatically planted, or can harvest would be false, is if it was growing a bush that I just harvested. So plant bush. Okay. Let's finish the if elif statement. So if can harvest, harvest it. If we're on the last column, plant carrots. Else, if we're on the last row, or the bottom row of the row, or the bottom of the column, plant actually, yeah, I just fixed the automatic planting scenario, so we don't need the plant grass anymore. And we can just do an else plant entities bush. Do we not repurpose old computers to servers and closets anymore? Am I too old? I mean, I do. I have an Unraid server that I'm considering making a pixel service. Actually, I forget if that's the name, but it's basically a Google Photos replacement. It's like a open source self-hosted Google Photos on it, but I use it for like NAS and some containers. I have 2 closet servers. Chris Quartz has the gear bug. You're buying more gear. I've been there. I used to have a PowerEdge 3550, I think, which is like a data center blade server from like 2011 or 2013. And I got it for like $100 on eBay, and it was a really good Linux server for games and Docker containers and file share and all kinds of other stuff. And then I got tired of maintaining Linux, and so I killed it. I think this will work. So for every column, go through the column. If it can be harvested, harvest it. Then check if we're in the last column and plant carrots. If we're not in the last column, plant bushes. If we cannot harvest, oh shoot. This is, okay, the way I've written it expects empty, it expects, there's a problem here. I've basically written out my grass. So I need grass in the last column. And I wrote that out. Basically, I'm either planting carrots or bushes right now in any situation. All I've done is made the last column be carrots, and if I can't harvest it, plant carrots. If I did harvest it, plant carrots. So now I got to do it. I do have to have the elif here, the else if. So j equals 2. And I do have to explicitly plant, oh no. If j not equals 2. So if we negate, it is exclamation point, that is negating the equals. So if j is not 2, then plant a bush. If it is 2, then do nothing because grass is already planted. And then this is covered because if you can't harvest it, something will be planted there. Grass you should always be able to harvest. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay. Okay. So I've gotten my indexes mixed up. So let's go ahead and put a breakpoint on some of my conditions here, and we'll just examine what's going on. Step forward. Okay. Move north. Okay. For J. J is 1. Oh, J is 1. Oh, I think these indexes are set by the drone location, not by like a global index. I was thinking it was a global index, like this is the 0th column always, this is the 1th column always. That is a bush. Yeah. We'll break due to starting at 2, 0. Other than that, it kind of works. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm finding out. So let's just clear this all. Shit. Let's open a permanent clear. Oh, we gotta stop the main. How do I stop the main? Do I have to clear all breakpoints to stop? What? Oh, because I started... Okay, 0... Okay, you're... That's what, Bobblecon Vollet said. Okay, so for this to work, since the indexes are all set based off where the drone starts, Why isn't clear working? Probably because it doesn't like the child windows. This is why I was reminding of the clear command. Yeah, well, thank you. Let's move north. I don't like writing something that depends on the state of anything, like a state of an instance. So like I could write an algorithm that expects a start, but if I stop at any time, I have to go back to 0, 0. Or 0, 2. Oh. This is 0, 0. Why not put clear on the top of your main file? Well, I was writing it based off this some assumptions. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to write this based off a clear field of grass. So, let's do that. Let's actually do that. We'll clear it so that we're always starting at 0, 0. And then it's saving these two for grass. Okay, so it's looking what I actually wrote. I don't have sensors, so I do have to do this. So let's move north one more time. Oh, no, let's move east. And then let's till this stuff. Okay. And now... Oh, but it doesn't expect it. I gotta write this into the main function. Son of bitch. Okay, so on j equals 2... On j equals 2, we have to... How am I supposed to do that if I can't detect the state of the soil? Do I have variable assignments yet? You know the state after a clear? Okay. Okay. That's annoying. I'll have to use that. That is annoying, though. So the clear can't be at the top. The clear has to be in the while loop. It doesn't really matter after a clear since there is wrapping. What does that mean? I'm thinking like I need to till something once, and then a clear makes sure, since I can't detect if I've gone back, unless I do some counting. But I can't do counting because I can't... Clear till, then do your normal farm loop. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can do it that way. Let's do it that way. I'll have to till the first column then. If can harvest, because I want the grass. I don't want to waste anything. Oops. Stop! Son of a bitch. Harvest. If can harvest, harvest. Then till. Then move north. Then till. Oh, then do the... oh, I can do a range here. I'll just do a loop range here. For K. I know this is janky because K is before I and J, but bear with me. In range, get world size. If can harvest. Stop it. You'll get your senses unlocked at some point. Yeah. Yeah. Just do it for me in range. Yeah. 4K in range. If can harvest, harvest till move north. Then we've got to move I to be 0. J can stay 2. I can move to 0 again, and we'll plant carrots because we're on the 0th. We're on the 0th one. All right, let's try this. Move. Oh, fine. I capitalized something. Excuse me. Sounds good. Thanks for the lurk bite, Pete. Thanks for hanging out. Good luck in Subnautica. There we go. Now we got carrots. It's always nice when you write a big-ass function and you don't have to throw any away. If you write a big-ass function and then something doesn't work and you don't have to throw the whole thing away and start with a different approach. Now, my whole point of putting 2 grass in there is to make sure that I can plant 3 carrots. So my grass needs to be going up or staying constant. So 478, 80, 90, 89, 88. Okay, we're going up by 10. I forgot the grass yield is really high. It's nice when you... It's just nice when you run it and it kind of works. Yeah. Yeah, because then you've basically... You've reached a new plateau of completion, and then you can like work on something that is like, okay, well, if I have to ship this, it would suck and people would look at me funny, but at least it would work. Let's fix it. Let's now spend time making it work better. You know, that's like a much nicer feeling of progression than just fighting bugs and like it's not working over and over. Now, I probably shouldn't, but I do want to optimize this to make multiple carrot rows, or multiple carrot columns. But I'm not going to because I don't want to deal with tilling. I would have to do another nested for loop to operate on the second row. Actually no, I wouldn't. I could just move east and then do the same thing. Let's do that. Stop it. I'm using that stupid... Shift tab will... Was it Shift tab? Yeah, Shift tab will undo your tab. So if I tab here, Shift tab will go back instead of escape. It's just faster, and I can do it with one hand instead of having to like bring my other hand into the equation. And I just can't stop doing that. So we're going to till 2 rows and then do the loop. I forgot. We got to update the planting. I think it's if I is less than or equal to 1. Because we're including the 1 now. 1 and everything to the left. Nope, that didn't work. Is that right? Less than or equal to 1? Oh, I didn't update the 1. I said it, but I didn't write it. There we go. This is not working at all how I thought it would. Why are we now making grass in the last column? Okay. Let's just walk through this. If can harvest, step. We cannot harvest. We are in first column, or 1 column at 0. Wait until you get to multi-threading. Oh, nice. Can I make a suggestion to simplify a little? Sure, absolutely. Hey, Titan Hunter, welcome in. I is 0. Wait, J is 0. Neither. What? Neat. J should not be 0. You're starting your I at 0. So I'm starting at a clear. Oh, right. I didn't consider the location. To be honest, my ideal suggestion would need Sentas. Sentas would make this so much easier. Which is why I'm like kind of regretting trying to update it to make it collect carrots faster. Cuz while I'm not running the program right now. So I could all right, let's pull this into a new window. And we will take this and undo what I did. So that'll run while I'm working on that. Why is it behaving differently? So we till the first column. Cool. Oh, I did the move east. That's why. I didn't delete that. Cool. we'll just put those over there for now. J is 0 on the first loop because range overrides the value. Oh, okay, yeah, because... Right. So I'm on 0, 2 when the loop starts, and then it resets it to 0, 0. So in order for J to be 0, I need to move south twice, or move north once. Okay, this is not what I expected. The 2 should have been... J equals 2 should have been the last row. It should have been the bottom. But it was working, so I wasn't looking a gift horse in the mouth. Okay. Are you learning how to code JavaScript? This is Python. I do know how to code in JavaScript, although I avoid it these days. I apologize in advance for the language, but I have no idea what in the frick I'm looking at. Don't worry about it. We are doing a farming automation game using code. And if you haven't been here, the explanations kind of don't make sense. I am kind of speaking out what each of these things does as I'm coding. So if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you might be able to get an idea. But I would not blame you for just glazing over. Absolutely. It's difficult to jump into like software without any context and then understand what's going on until you've actually like been around a couple languages. Okay, so that actually fixed my J issue. If I move north again, and then move east, then it will till the next column, column 1, and then I will just move north to like make it wrap over, and then I'll move west to go back to 0, 0. Let's go ahead and stop that, and we will just cut this. Put it in a different... Yeah, I'm getting rid of the clear. I know the clear. We'll put it in a different window to save it. So first column, second column. Okay, that's not what I intended, but this works. I think I would have to examine each of the indexes to like get it right, but I don't want to do that. I'm eating avocado toast while watching. I am legitimately jealous. I just don't have any sriracha right now because that's what I like putting on my avocado toast. You can rename your windows by clicking the title. Thank you. Actually, I'm not going to rename it right now. Until I have something I want to name it. This one, till 0 column. Alt main. Thank you, Bright. That's actually Pog. I don't necessarily value organization that heavily. A lot of people would think I should, but it doesn't always get me the value that it gets other people. But it is nice to have things like cleaner. So I appreciate that. How did I even do what? Sorry, we are losing wood at a piddling rate. Oh, true. True. So I need to upgrade my wood yield. Or do trees. Ooh, senses. Okay, let's do that. Variables, nice. Can save a bitch now. Matrix. Math or lists. Okay. Okay, now we can do maps. Functions. Nice. Import other things. Oh no. This is where it gets crazy. This is where this is where I spend time offline writing my own functions, but I mean, I'm not. Random, nice. I can come back and get that if I need it. Ooh, testing. Okay. Nice. Ooh, we got timer functions. We'll grab trees. Trees like to have some space, and planting them right next to each other will slow down their growth. If you plant trees on every tile, it'll take 2 to the 4th times longer to grow. Might as well unlock imports. Okay. So probably want to do senses next, but let's check on trees because I am losing wood, although I've got 1400k. Or 1400. So many things to learn at once. They get 5 wood each. Plant them right next to each other will slow them down. So can I... Do they take one by one? Let's just update our main function to plant a tree. If can harvest, entities carrot. If can harvest, harvest. If you're in the first 2 columns, plant a carrot. If you are in... if you're not in the first or second column, which it's offset by 1, plant a bush. So I think what I want to do is change this to elif. Oh shoot. Hang on. Everything is one tile unless it specifies something specifically. Okay, thank you. Putting trees in corner can work. Yeah, I think I just want to change entities bush to entities trees. Tree. Nice. Cool. Now we're going up in wood. Because it'll be six wood used for carrots and 4 left over. Cool. What is it telling me? If is even. Okay, this is a checkerboard. This is just making a checkerboard tree planting. Which I don't want to do right now. I will save that for later though. Import. I'll just leave import here so I can see that it exists. Senses. Plus coincidental accidental polycultural bonus. Oh, is that, am I getting more? Oh, it's growing faster, isn't it? Sometimes. Okay. Imagine if farmers in real life was replaced with AI, we might be cooked. I mean, horticulture or hydroponics. I feel like, well, one, it's going to be needed if we like absolutely burn the surface of the earth. We need to be able to produce food, even if like, you know, let's not talk about apocalyptic scenarios right now. If we all have to go underground or something, we're going to need to be able to like do this stuff. And I feel like it's totally possible with our current situation. It's just the scale that we make food at in agriculture is so much higher than what we could do in an enclosed greenhouse hydroponics automated situation that it's not worth it, because we can just scale things up in a open field in the Midwest. Farming machinery already runs a lot automatically. Yeah. Driver is mostly just babysitting the tractor. Yeah, on combines. Like automated combines. Boy, do I have opinions of AI in agriculture. Well, okay, let's just be clear. I do not want AI anywhere near decision making in agriculture, because AI is not intelligent. It's just an LLM with a bunch of processing on top of that. It is not smart. It is not deterministic. It doesn't have consciousness. It cannot make judgment decisions unless programmed by a human. And so it is a really bad idea to use AI in agriculture right now. I would bet $5 on that. The drone can see now. The functions get position X and get position Y returns the current X and Y position of the drone. At the start of each position, they are both 0. At the start position, they're both 0. The X position increases 1 every tile. Blah 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 blah. Yes. Number of items returns how many of an item you have. For example, num items.hay returns how much hay you have. Okay, now we can just like do conditionals based off of like what we need more of. They've tried automating vertical farming, but it takes so much tech that it can't make a profit. Yeah, the cost benefit the cost benefit ratio is just nowhere near. Oh, actually, you're saying that the cost benefit ratio is negative or under 1. And I'm saying that scale outcompetes. I guess I wasn't talking about money. I was talking about like food, like volume scale. But yeah, we're in agreement. Non-deterministic, no thinking ability. Are we talking about AI or politicians now? We don't talk about politics on this channel. This is an escape from things that ail you in life. support through community. Well, I guess community interacts with you, so it's not exactly what I mean. But anyway, it's we don't talk about politics, obviously. So I am not meaning politicians, but I get your point. Well taken. I'm willing to bet if I search AI plus John Deere on Google, some BS is going to show up on their official site. Probably. Yeah. John Deere wants money. AI plus company equals money right now, at least. While the bubble surface tension is, acceptable to the to maintaining the structure of the bubble. Artificial sunlighting too. I have a special dislike for John Deere. Me too. Me too. They've been a anti-human. They've been an anti-human business for a long time. I care about right to repair, which I do not think is political. I think that's technical and mechanical. And it's like I'm a tech enthusiast, and so right to repair is very important. And John Deere is trying to kill right to repair, just like straight up. OpenAI site. John Deere is transforming agriculture with AI. Probably like with logistics. Can we talk about cosmic horrors instead of man-made ones? Yeah, if you want to talk about cosmic horrors, just, we could talk about where Krakenfall was born. So with senses, I could just read what I need and then plant that. And since I don't... Oh, get any type. Yeah, get any type would tell me if there's a carrot there. And as long as I plant a carrot and then read the entity type before I harvest it, I know that it's tilled. Do I have sensing? Oh, interesting. They give you visibility on the levels of upgrades you have for carrots, or just any items, so that you can figure out how fast it should go, and then you can predetermine an algorithm to like absolutely control, like you can logic out when things should be finished growing and calculate everything and just navigate straight to, like, I can write a navigation function to go to like a specific place. Like, I'm sure, Casual Cynic said there's multi-threading. So I'm sure like you can write parallel processes to like calculate, oh, this thing's ready, and then you could do a call and response, or what's that called? An event-based harvesting. So, oh, this thing's ready, go do that. And then you could build a map, because I did unlock maps, I think, or lists. So you could add to a variable list, this thing is now ready for harvest, and then just the drone just navigates to the place where the harvest needs to be done. And I could write a map. Can I do three-dimensional maps? Technically, yes. No, these are lists. These are not... This is not matrix math, this is lists. Can I... Dictionaries, there we go. Once I unlock dictionaries... Yeah, once I unlock dictionaries, then I can build a blueprint for how the world should be. And then I can refer to the dictionary to determine what to plant after I harvest. So I can have a queue for what to harvest, and then the drone will just navigate there. I can write a function to have the drone navigate to any given coordinates, and I'll have it, in... I guess it would need to be a dictionary to do this. A dictionary for what needs to be harvested, what is ready for harvest, and then where it is. Navigate to that place, harvest it, refer to the dictionary for what's supposed to be planted there, and then plant it. And then on top of that, since I can sense what I need, like I can sense up here my total total number of resources, and can say, oh, I'm a little bit low on this. Let's override this dictionary location and, plant this instead. And then I can set ratios on the dictionary. I can modify the dictionary to be like, I want to have this ratio of plants. I can have, 1 grass, 3 carrot, 5, trees if I need wood for some, more wood for some reason. And you could do a processing function when you're trying to resolve what needs to be planted. You can refer to the dictionary to see what's supposed to be there, and then you could refer to the ratio to determine if you need anything, and then you can override that. You override the dictionary, the blueprint to plant something else. It's very cool. This is a very cool game. I can only imagine how many math calculations are going on behind the scenes. I mean, a lot. Yeah. That's really what software is, right? That's what the CPU does. The CPU, I mean, heck, what is how many instructions? Well, I guess an instruction's a calculation, isn't it? It depends. Yeah, that's what I was just reading. I was like, well, I don't know if I can generalize that much, but technically, your CPU is doing millions or billions of calculations, at a time. I don't know if that's a second. I'm not gonna just fill in the blank and say, but it is on that order, like a 7-8 digit number, or higher. How much fun are you having, do you think? I think this is fun. I think we're getting to the point where the sophistication is reaching the levels of dopamine that I don't have. So I am actually probably winding down this stream. I think this is very fun, and I can see why people would like this game. I think it would actually be fun to develop that system that I just talked about, where I can build those the multiple dictionaries to make decisions on things and what I need and what is supposed to be planted, and overriding. And I could write functions in libraries. I could write a module to store all my functions, and then write an integration in. I can have abstraction. I can do all of the stuff that I do today in my job here, but I don't want to, because that last word is the operating word. It's like I can do my job here. I don't want to do my job here. You'd probably enjoy exploring my save. Nice. Yeah, probably. If I don't have to maintain it or add to it or something, yeah. I will say farming dinosaurs is a task. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, the thing is, and this is where I start to get tired mentally. When you start having compounding things, and you need to start building blueprints for actual blueprints, like in Satisfactory or Alchemy Factory, you need this ratio of resources to this thing, and then all that whole structure that I just talked about, I would need to encapsulate that, put it into a little package so that I can deploy it for any given thing. And it needs to be able to take requirements, I need 3, let's say dinosaurs require, well, I don't know what you would need to, maybe you have milk. Well, probably not milk, because I don't know if there's living things in this game, but let's say you need 3 other different things, and those things need 15 wood and 2 carrots, and then you need to be able to provide that ratio to the packaged up structure that I was talking about, and then deploy that. And there's like, if you make a mistake anywhere in this area, like you have to trace up the mistake. And like you wrote something that should work, and then it didn't actually work how you thought it would work, and then you have to go look at it, and now we're coding. That's just real coding. You've only been farming simple crops so far. The next one you unlock isn't so straightforward. Yeah, I can totally see that's where this game is going. Yeah, each are an interesting challenge. As you get older, it becomes less farming crops and more about interesting challenges, like there are mazes. So I had to solve a maze-solving algorithm. Yeah, nice. I don't know. I could probably take some ADHD meds and I'd probably have, a good afternoon or a couple days playing this. I don't think they take it or took it far, although they do offer things that like the fastest reset leaderboard where your goal is to automate everything. Okay. All that complication is why I just use manifolds for everything in factory games. I know, right? Most of the crops are individual contained problems. Yeah. And that's where I hope I could have like multiple farms. Because then I could have a factory. I could write the factory data structure for factory, for different plots. But then, I could write code to split out. Like if this was a 15 by 15 square, I could split it out into 5 by 5, 3 by 3 squares, if that makes sense. Like 15 across turns into, 3 by 3s put up next to each other 5 times, and then you have 5 rows of that. And then I could obviously I'm picking an arbitrary plot size of 3 by 3. I could make each 3 by 3 do a different crop, or I'll have a 9 by 9 over here, to do dinosaurs, and I'll have 3 by 3s filling in my carrots, and I could see this, I could see this going so hard in that direction, and that's just one way to solve the problem. That's the brilliance of this kind of game. Yeah, that's very cool. Well, yeah, you gotta have a tiling system. I know, right? Well, and that's where I think for me, I do like factory games more because it gets me a little bit farther away from work and coding. In this case, this is kind of number go up, and each product is like a feature request. And within that feature requests are business requirements, and those business requirements specify, a calculator that takes, a manifest of industry values, or an Excel file, because I'm working on engineering software, some kind of civil engineering or whatever, or mechanical engineering. Let's say mechanical engineering because manufacturing is huge, and so all of the mechanical engineers that use my calculator expect Excel files in a specific format. And so the company that I'm working for wants to add a calculator, and now there's a new feature request for that calculator to add a new type of data sheet, workbook in that Excel. And then it's ugh, son of a fucking bitch. This feels a lot like that. Number go up, feature request, use these requirements, build algorithm, work out bugs. I'm just working. This is just work. This doesn't feel far enough away, Yeah, I do feel that problem that I have, and maybe if I solve that one day and I fix my ADHD or whatever. I don't know. That's not something that happens because it's probably not going to happen. I think ADHD can be diminished when kids can grow out of it, I guess. I don't think an adult who was diagnosed late is probably going to grow out of it. But I do think that like that problem of like me needing time and space away from this type of work in order to like do it as a job is why I'm not like, some of the software dev YouTubers. Like freaking gosh, who's the guy? I don't remember. I mean, Pirate Software's one, but I don't know how much code he did. I don't really watch him anymore, but there's another dev that I'm trying to like high profile dev YouTuber who streams a lot. I'm trying to remember his name, but I don't right now. But he does like code content all the time, and I don't do that. In a way, it's work without all the meetings and stuff that suck about being a programmer. It's just you and some fun problems. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think the context is what gives me motivation. Like, if I am automating a thing at work, or like implementing a new tool, or like replacing a manual process with an automated process, I guess that's the same thing as automating. The fact that it saves me and others time, money, and frustration is the thing that drives me. Here, there is none of that. I don't have a drive other than number go up, I don't know. I'm also in a position where I can like refuse meetings if I want. Like, I'm very privileged. Where if the meeting doesn't actually provide value, and it's like people either wanting the meeting to be their productivity for the day, or somebody trying to get people to do their job by like discussing in a meeting, which is really expensive. Any of the reasons why meetings are not really efficient, I just say no. And I'm like, this meeting, like I'll just say it, like, this meeting is not necessary. Here's the information that you need. Here's where you can get that information. Here's the work that you need to do. So the meetings that I go to generally are necessary, and so they feel valuable, That's fair. I find programming fun so long as I'm not burnt out. So this game's been fun for me. Nice. Yeah, I think when there's context, like I was just talking about, absolutely, programming is fun because it's solving a problem for me. And it's like making my life easier. It's making the value I deliver more real, and I'm like achieving that value. I think I'm just not intrinsically satisfied by programming, and I have to have some other context. I don't even know if that's true, because like I'm still figuring that out with ADHD. That seems to be what I understand right now. I don't know. I like programming because I don't always want to play games. Sometimes I want to give my brain a workout. Nice. I think for me that's learning new hobbies. But also like work is the workout. It's like yeah, I don't need to get into it. I was gonna come up with a metaphor, and I was like, well, that metaphor won't work. That metaphor won't work. But yeah, OMG, yes. Refuse useless meetings. It can be just an email or an IM. Yes, or a conversation. Like, hey, can you hop in a huddle, or a Teams meeting or whatever, or a Zoom. Like, it just let's talk for like 10 minutes. Like, why do we have to have, like, technically, if you have 3 developers in a meeting, you can, like, 3 developers, a project manager, and a business analyst. If, I mean, it's kind of disingenuous to calculate hourly rates by like for people that are on salary, because the time that they spend isn't monetized in that way. I mean, it's over the course of a year, and whatever happens within the year. But if you're like paying contractors or something, or you're paid hourly, then you can just calculate for an hour meeting. It costs $7,000 for the number of people and the positions that they have and the rates that they have. This is a $7,000 meeting. Like, I have pulled that up before. Like, I have, working with contractors, I'm like, guys, this is a $12,000 meeting. We need to get $12,000 of value out of this. So what is your agenda? Please tell me. And that's a very effective way to shut down a meeting. That doesn't need to happen. Oh, you'll be 18 on March 2nd? Nice. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Congrats, Titan. I can't help but notice how fast the grass grows. Yeah, it is nice. Cool. Hell yeah, when you bring money into things, people listen more. Yes. Yes. I built half of my career based on that. Cool. I think that's going to be it for me. I was hoping to play some Resident Evil Requiem, but I think... There we go. I don't think I'll be able to tonight. I do kind of want to play more Resident Evil Requiem this week, so I might do some extra streams, like Monday or Tuesday or something. We'll see. But thanks for redeeming this game, Casual Cynic, and thanks for watching me. I think that's a solid. I might play that later. Like if there's absolutely some draw for me in doing all that stuff that I said is work, but voluntarily. Like I get to do it because I want to do it, and I think if I fancy it, I might go back. Thanks for doing it on a day I could watch. Absolutely. Yeah, it was either this or Resident Evil Requiem. Glad you enjoyed playing the game, and no hard feelings if you don't come back to it. It was fun watching. Good. I'm glad you had fun. Yeah, like I said, I might come back. I might come back at some point. I just when you start writing modules, and then like you need to write tests. Like, you got to write tests for those modules so that when you make changes and you find out that they break, you can fix those things easily instead of having to go through a debugging session. And especially in a game like that, like the debugging, I don't know if the debugging will step into modules. I hope it would. If it doesn't, then you need to rely on those tests. Otherwise, I don't know. It becomes a longer and longer delayed payoff. What's that called? Delayed gratification. And then the iterative process of like writing a function for the module, testing that function, writing the test, making sure the test works, putting it in the module, done. What else do I need for this module? Doing this. And like, you aren't working on the problem you actually want to use the module for, but you are building that module in like with some form and structure. Yeah, I don't know. I might go back and just do whatever the hell I want. But then when I do whatever the hell I want with software, then you run into the issues and you're like, man, I wish I abstracted this into a module and had tests with this, because I've been spending the last 20 minutes trying to debug this thing that's not working. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Is there anybody to raid? It is a Sunday. Oh, Sleepy's playing Marathon. Let's raid Sleepy. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate you watching. I'll let you know in the Discord if I'm going to stream Requiem early this week. I want to, but I don't know if I will be able to. Heading to bed, but thanks again for the stream. Take it easy, Bright Spark. Sleep well. You guys have a great week. And I will too. Cool. I'll see you guys later. And for YouTube folks, I'm waiting for the stream delay to catch up so I can send them over. And bam. Cool. I will see you guys later. Bye bye.